Hi everybody! I just want to make a short video to talk about how you open your third eye. I've made videos in the past to go over this, but it feels like a good time to go and talk a little bit more about this again, just to give you a brief refresher. So, when you are ready to start developing your psychic senses, one of the awesomest ways to do that is to work with your third eye. Because as human beings, we love to see things. We want to see our spirit guides, we want to see angels, we want to see our animal guides, we want to see alien beings, we want to see stuff. How are you going to be able to see stuff if you can't use your third eye? So a lot of people want to know, how do I open it so I can start seeing beyond the human world? We use these eyes to see the human world. We have a spiritual eyeball that sees the spirit world. Where's the spiritual eyeball? Well, it's spiritual, so I can't see it. It's just like angels. I can't see angels either. It's in the spiritual realm. It's in the spiritual realm associated with your physical body, which is also associated with the spiritual realm. Every aspect of us is spiritual, and as much as we want to call this a physical realm, it's just a spiritual dimension. It's just another spiritual dimension. There's infinite numbers of spiritual dimensions. That's the coolest part about this. The more you start developing your psychic senses, the more you start to expand and discover how infinite, how ridiculously infinite this universe is. And that's the exciting thing. So give me just a pause here. I want to explore how I can go over how to open your third eye, okay? It's not necessarily how do I open it, because it's already open. You are already using your third eye all the time. A lot of people don't realize that they're constantly using their third eye. We don't realize it because it's just so natural to start daydreaming about things. We're on the job, there's a cute guy in the cubicle over there, and now the next thing we know, we're not working anymore. We're fantasizing about maybe he wants to talk to me while I go refill my cup of coffee, and then he asks me on a date. So now we're living in the third eye in a fantasy world. We're daydreaming. We're off in space, right? We're off in outer space in our mind's eye. We are visualizing going to get coffee. Cute guy from the cubicle over there happens to magically feel like getting coffee too. And then he happens to just want to talk to me. And then he asks me out. And now I'm trying to figure out what dress I'm going to buy so I can look really pretty when we go on our first date. And now I'm starting to think about us getting married and then having kids, because that's what happens. You let the third eye go, and the next thing you know, you're like 50 years into the future. But why? Because we love fantasizing about love. We love fantasizing about things that make us feel good, things that we desire, things that we are happy to dream about, right? But we also love fantasizing about things that aren't very happy. Things like what I'm going to do to my boss if I had the chance, if I just could, my boss who always does this and that to me, and he treats me like crap, and if I could just strangle my boss, and the next thing you know, you're actually strangling your boss in your mind's eye, and you're giving him a talking to, and you're spitting in his face, and you are punching your boss, and now you are just living out the fantasy in your third eye, in your mind's eye. You are actually living out the fantasy. This is a real place here. This is actually the starting point for how you go beyond. What is the dimension you're accessing when you're fantasizing about the guy in the cubicle next door? What is the dimension you're accessing? Like, where is that located? What is that all about when you're strangling your boss? What about, you're scared you have to go to the doctor. We don't know what the lab results are going to be. So you're fantasizing. You're already seeing yourself at the doctor's office. You're sitting in the doctor's office room. He's about to come in. You're like sweating bullets. You're so nervous. He's probably going to tell me this, and then what will I say? And you're visualizing all this stuff. That is actively working with your psychic mind. That is actively working with your third eye. Is opening your third eye a bad thing? No, you're already using your third eye every single day. You're already using your third eye. That jerk that just cut you off, I'm going to visualize myself driving forward and pushing his car off the road, that asshole. Like, you're already using your third eye all the time, all day long. Now, when you want to start using your third eye for psychic stuff, you have to go beyond what is in front of you. You got to go beyond just, just the things that you desire to do, whether those are angry things or loving things or, whatever it might be, scary things. You have to go beyond that. So you just got to quiet, okay? Quiet. Quiet the goal of the fantasy, okay? Just quiet everything for a moment. We're going to do this together because we're psychic. You can do this. Your step 1 is already done and over with. You've been step 1 when you were a kid. Like step 1 is already done and over with. So I'm just going to pause for a moment here. You just relax, okay? Clear your head. Now, I want you to explore just visiting a beach for a moment, okay? What's the beach look like to you? I want you to look at it. Close your eyes. Use your third eye and instantly. What's the beach look like? Tell me. Well, I can't see it yet. Well, that's because you turned off your imagination. Your imagination has to be just naturally on. And what's the first imaginary scene that you can come up with that's a beach? Don't even try. Well, I think, let's see, maybe pink sand and maybe. It's not you manifesting it. It's not you painting the picture with your logical mind. No. Psychic senses and logical mind are bad, the combination. Logical mind does not mix with this. Logical mind will try to make sense of it. Logical mind will try to manifest it. Logical mind will like try to determine what is logical about a spiritual universe. There's nothing logical about a spiritual universe. It cannot be defined. It's infinite. Infinite is even not attainable. It's infinite. It's either one or it is so many I can't even count it. So you turn off the logical mind. You're imagining, okay? You're a childlike mind right now. Instantly tell me, what does your beach look like? First beach that comes to mind. First beach that comes to mind. Take a look at it. Does it have yellow sand? Does it have brown sand? Does it have blue sand? Do you see ocean water? Is it ocean water? Maybe it's a lake that you're at. Maybe it's a swamp. Maybe it's on another planet and everything looks really out of this world. What's the very first beach that comes to your mind? This is psychic stuff you're accessing here. This isn't fantasy stuff. This isn't make-believe stuff. This is real psychic stuff you're accessing here. You're going to tell me, no, that's not. That's not psychic. Yes, it is psychic. What else is being psychic to you? Psychic is spirit manifests it for you. What do you think you just did? You worked with your spiritual essence and manifested a beach scene instantly. This beach scene has valuable meaning for you and your soul and your life. This beach scene explains everything about you, about the way you feel, about the infinite universe, about your infinite soul journey. This single beach, this instantaneous beach, is the explanation of life itself. Now you got to go find it. Actually take a look at what came up without trying to manifest it. What does it look like? And be honest. Don't try to say, well, I think. No, what does it look like? You know it. Even if it's a blurry image, tell me what it is. Yellow sand. Okay, awesome. Is there what's the water look like? What's the color? Is it warm or is the water cold? Is there no temperature at all? Are there stars reflecting off the water? Or maybe there's a sun in the distance. Start telling me the story of the scene. Even if it's blurry and you can't see it, I want you to start telling me the story of the scene. Okay. I'm thinking it's yellow sand, it's purple water, it feels like goo. It doesn't feel like water. It feels kind of gooey. Oh my gosh, there's a hand. I'm touching a hand in the water. Oh my god, I'm pulling, somebody's coming out of the water right now. Oh my god, okay, it's definitely a male. I can feel that it's a male. I'm overwhelmed. I'm seriously overwhelmed. I did not expect that to happen. Now you're on a journey. Now you are on a journey. Now you are discovering things. When it gets overwhelming, just pause your emotions. Just pause your emotions. And now stop the scene. You can stop time in a journey state. You can stop time in your third eye. You can pause the everlasting kiss with the hot guy in the cubicle. You can pause the spirit realm as well. You can pause things in this journey state, in this psychic third eye state. So you've collected yourself. You're starting to discover that It's not about what you see right now. It's about what you are noticing about the way that this man that just grabbed your hand, you pulled him out of the water, how you're starting to notice that this really reminds you of somebody, somebody that you've known before, and it makes you feel emotions inside your heart, emotions of sadness. Maybe they passed away. Maybe it's a friend that you haven't talked to in a really long time and you forgot about them. Now you're being reminded about this friend for reasons unknown, but there's value to this. Maybe you're discovering that there's more to this person than it is just a human being on this earth. Maybe they happen to be an alien being that you've been dreaming about and you just never acknowledged it. This is you starting to interact with your psychic senses. Psychic senses are creative. Psychic senses are full of energy. What is energy? It's feelings. Psychic senses are not dead. Psychic senses are not numb. Sometimes spaces can be numb. Sometimes what you see or feel, there is nothing to feel. There's nothing to see. That's part of the wisdom. That's actually part of the message. So you just allow it to be what it is. But you need to motivate yourself to move. Don't allow yourself to just pause and try to see what's going on. Try to make it a logical experience. Just what's the next thing? What's the next thing? What's the next thing? That's how you get your motors running, and you start trusting in yourself, and you just start actively being involved in the psychic experience. Write this stuff down quickly, okay? Quickly. What's your beach look like? What's the color of the sand? What's this? And just write the answers down. Now you're going to start to manifest a story. You're going to start to explore what this means to you. But I'm going to pause for a moment. I'm working with my spirit guides here on how to talk about this. Because this is all just a smidget, a doorway, a crack in the door of the infinite potential of this simple experience. This is just one lesson of the many lessons that you could have to explore opening your third eye. Simply discovering you're using your third eye all the time is step one. Step two is just welcoming yourself to actively feel like you know the answers to things. By even trying to see with your third eye, the first beach that comes up, you should be able to see some things. Even if it's blurry patches, you should be able to see some things. So you try to make it out as best as you can. You keep working on this and you're going to start getting it. And it's going to start getting very, very clear. Even for me, it's not about what I see in my third eye so much as how things make me feel. I'm more like a bat in the dark, sending out sonar and then waiting for the echo to come back to help me understand how it feels. But I still see spaces. I absolutely see spaces. Sometimes they're crisp and clear. Sometimes they're blurry fog. Sometimes the wisdom is so far in the distance I can't make it out. I can only do the best I can to see it. I actually do see it with my spiritual eye, but I also see it inside my heart. Because I have to use emotion in order to feel out what it feels like, what it means to me, how it makes me feel inside. And then I just simply speak honestly about what it makes me feel like inside, what it looks like to me, what the spiritual message is about this. And then in the end, you get to decide for yourself what it means to you. And that's how I do a psychic session. And there's a lot of wisdom that comes through a psychic session. And it's a fun experience. It's a very fun experience because it's something that it gives you something to think about. Plus, all the energy work in there manifests all kinds of balance and harmonizing and awesomeness. So that goes along with it too. But for this video, we're just talking about the third eye. This is just the beginning of what you're capable of. You start opening your third eye, you start opening your heart and feeling the way the spaces make you feel. You start connecting with emotion, you start caring about the people around you, and you start using your third eye to see into them. And you start using your heart and sharing love with them on a level you've never shared love before. It's not just on the human dimension, it's on the spiritual dimension. You're a part of every infinite dimension. You're a part of every infinite dimension. And, people say, well, there's 1 through 10 dimensions or 1 through 13 dimensions. It's like, how many more dimensions will people come up with before they realize there are infinite dimensions? How many versions of Earth are there alone? And what dimensions are they? Is it the fifth dimension, the fourth dimension? How many thousands, millions, infinite versions of the same are going on simultaneously all over the universe, in multiple universes? It never stops. You are infinitely connected to every dimension. You're infinitely connected to every creation. You're infinitely connected because you are infinite. So how come you don't know how to use your third eye? You're infinite. Figure it out. You start by discovering you've been using it all along. It's easy. It's so easy. So, another exercise I want to share in this video. This is a really great exercise. It's really easy to do this. Actually go, you can actually, if you need help visual, just coming up with what a beach is, just go to Google, type beach, and then click on image, and now go look at the image with your human eyes. Take a look at the image. Now close your eyes and then project yourself there. Feel your feet in the sand. Touch the sand with your hand. Pick up the sand in your hands and feel it. Feel the graininess. Walk along the beach. Go into the water and touch the water. Taste the salty water. Whatever the beach is, I don't know. Maybe it's a muddy lake. I don't know what it is. Taste the muddy water. Feel the temperature of the water. What inspired it to feel hot? What inspired it to feel cold? What inspired it to taste, the way that it tasted? What inspired it to feel the way that it felt? Now, manifest yourself a chair. Now sit down on the chair. What's the chair look like? How did you know how to manifest a chair that looked like that? Why? You didn't have to think about the design. It just came to you. Why did you think of a lounger versus a couch? Because it's a beach? Why it's your infinite spiritual universe. Why do you have to have a lounger because it's a beach? You could have a couch, you could have a car made into a sofa, you could have a airplane to sit in, you could have anything you want to sit in. You could have a boat, you can have a shipwreck, you can have a treasure chest, you can have a waterbed, you could have anything you want. It's your spiritual universe. You're actually in it right now. Manifest a chair, all right? Whatever you want it to be. Manifest a drink. Now drink it. Taste it. What's it taste like? Is it make you feel good inside? Is it refreshing? Is it cool you off? Does it make you feel like you need to go party? I mean, I don't know what your drink choice is. It could be anything. Does it make you feel peaceful to be there? Does it make you feel like you found an escape from life? A quiet place you could actually go to where it can just be your little space. It's just you. And you could just sit here and you can experience being on the beach. Even though you're not on the beach in the human dimension, you're in the beach in the spiritual dimension, and thus you are in the beach. Because your body is connected to all dimensions. So yes, and you can feel the warmth of the beach. And you can taste the nice cold liquid of the drink. And you can hear the ocean waves while you're doing all of these things. You can put your sunglasses on and watch the hot chicks walk by because it's your spiritual universe. You can do these things. And you have the freedom to do whatever you want in your spiritual universe. And it could be a nude beach. And it could be covered in really attractive women or really hot guys. I don't know what your nude beach looks like. But now you have a safe place to just be yourself, and you have feeling, you have access to it, you can experience it. This is working with your third eye and psychic senses because you're using spiritual touch, spiritual smell, spiritual ears, spiritual hearing, spiritual tasting, spiritual stuff. Are you actually tasting that water with your human mouth? No, you're tasting it with your spiritual mouth. Now you're starting. This is just the beginning of this exploration, just the beginning. This is just the tip of the iceberg of what you can do. You can go journey to other star systems and see what comes. You can journey to other planets. You can journey to the other side of the moon. You can go to any dimension you want to go to. You can talk to praying mantis alien beings. You can go to the center of the earth. You can go to Shambhala. You can go to Antarctica. You can go anywhere you want to go. You can go to heaven. You can go talk to God. You can feel alive in your heart in ways you have never felt before because you are becoming yourself. Yourself is infinite. Yourself is not contained in a box. Yourself is not defined by society. Yourself is not rich or poor or works a job and has a car that is a Lexus that you got from Santa Claus on Christmas Day because you live in a super awesome neighborhood full of money. And did Santa give it to you, or was it just a commercial that you were a kid that lives in? You know what I mean about this stuff? We're defined by what we have. We're defined by how much money we have in our pocket. We're defined by the commercials that we watch. We're defined by all kinds of stuff. The way we look, the way we walk, the way we speak. We're defined by all of these things. As human beings in this reality, we're defined by all these things, but we don't have to be. We're infinite. We're defined by nothing. We have access to everything. Every lifetime ever lived on this planet, we have access to. The world could burn every single book ever created. Doesn't matter. We have it already in our heart. We have the world in our hand. The whole wide world in our hand. It's also in our heart. You know? It's in here. That means that really hot cubicle guy is already in your heart. Always was. That means your boss that you're strangling to death is already in your heart. That means that lab result that you're terrified about is already in your heart. That's the messed up thing about time. Because on what spectrum of time are these fantasies taking place? Because on some weird level, you've always known these souls. You've already knew what the lab results were. What is time? It already is, was, and ever will be. We're just in a blink right now. What are you doing in your blink? You're saying, I want to figure out how to open my third eye. You're making it way harder than it already is. You already are infinite. You already are using your third eye every day. You just haven't chosen to use it in a way that is different. You haven't chosen to put your finger on that which you already know. It just didn't come to you yet because you didn't watch my video yet. See? See? Do you see? But do you see? That's all I'm sharing. That's all I'm going to say for this video message. I hope you liked it. I hope it opened your mind. I hope it opened your third eye. I hope it helped you realize your third eye was already opened. I hope it gets you started on a whole new track to your psychic success. If you are interested in exploring a psychic session with myself, I would be delighted to connect with you, explore your spiritual universe, explore all that you are, do energy work to heal you, to bring you into a new state of balance, to share higher wisdom with you. I would absolutely love to do that for you. If you're interested in connecting with me, please visit me at my website at abbeynormalswisdomquest.com. Thank you for watching my video, and I wish you a wonderful day.